Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Blue Clouds Media. My name is Nate Zion, as usual, the host for this show, this wonderful program that brings fans together, that brings continents together in the name of one thing. It's just football. It's a beautiful day, but it's so cold down here. Very, very cold here in Michigan. We're talking about 29 degrees, but it feels like 1 or 2 degrees. Very, very cold. There is a lot of news going on here. We will talk about a little bit about women football, what the officials or what the big men out there should have done for women football. Are they doing the right thing? Do the women football deserve more? We're also going to talk about it. We're also going to talk about Zidane also being linked with the Chelsea job. I know some people will take it as a pinch of salt, but then it needs some attention. Also, Hakim Ziyech update is on the table. As we all know, Lampard has been sacked as an Everton manager. You know, he's been sacked from the football club. What is next for Frank Lampard? That's what we're here to see. Also, we'll be talking about Frank Kessie. Frank Kessie also being linked to Chelsea. Is it the time? Is it the right person coming in? I know Chelsea are still in talk with Enzo Fernandez deal. There's an update for us. We will talk about the Enzo Fernandez deal, and also, like I said, Frank Kessie, another midfielder. Barcelona don't want this player. Is Chelsea going to go in for that player? We know it's happened already. Chelsea went in for Raheem Sterling. It hasn't gone well for the football club. Are they going for another reject? Are we going for another Barcelona reject? I hate to use the word reject. Maybe his style doesn't fit the way Barcelona are trying to play. But does Kessie have the leg to fit in our Premier League? Or does he have the leg to fit in our squad? I could be wrong. I could be right. I haven't had the answer yet, but we'll be looking at that. Also, in Bissouma, also, there are more story. There are more story. Also, Arsenal beat Manchester United the other day. We also look into it, what Arsenal are doing right. Mikel Arteta also in the news. His behavior in the touchline. Will people wave that away? Is Arteta drawing attention to himself? Is the title made for Arsenal to win it? We'll talk about that also. And what else do we have here? I think, yeah, and with Everton issues, is Frank Lampard a problem? I know there's been lots of problems at Everton before Lampard came. So Lampard is gone at this moment. We will see who might. Also, we have another update on Moises Caicedo. Yes, Moises Caicedo, an update on him. So, yeah, this is what we have for you. Guys, we have a lot to digest and a lot to talk about. I'm here. I'm being joined by Stav. Stav, welcome to the stream, brother.
Yep. Good evening, Nee, and everybody in the chat. Another busy show coming up, or stream if you prefer to call it that.
Show. Yeah, I love to call it show.
Yeah, sure it is. Your channel.
Yeah, thank everyone for being here. It is another beautiful show that we're gonna have here. Very respectful. We make sure everyone that is in the comment, if you're coming in the comment section below, you have the respect to people in the community. This is all football is all about. So I want to now have to focus. I want to apologize to everyone that I was a bit late. I had a lot of stuff going on behind the scenes, but which I will talk to you guys later when you're getting close to finishing. So I'll let you guys know later on. That has kept me a little bit late. I was stuck in the store forever, but finally I made it back here on time. About 10 minutes to go, so I'm a bit not really organized, but I'm glad that if you really know what you're doing, you can still get ready within a minute or two. So yeah, let's acknowledge our friends and families that we have here. I call this family and not really just friend. Phantom of Minute Topics is already here. He says that is the next game, February 4th versus Fulham. We'll talk about that later. And also, Phantom said 5th to hit the like button. Phantom of Minute Topics news. Lampard sacked by Everton. Tuchel to replace. We hope to see February 3rd at Phantom. That's what I123 just said. February 3rd. Phantom of Mini Topic. This is from Blue Blood. To you, big up to you, sir. Blue Blood. I hope you're doing very, very well wherever you found yourself. He said that Phantom of Mini Topic, no, it is on February 3rd against Fulham. February 3rd. Chelsea has about 2 weeks break, if I'm right. Chelsea have 2 weeks break, which will give Frank Lampard, just say Frank Lampard, Graham Potter much time to be able to work with the team, and then new players that will be returning from injury, trying to get all these guys going. I think Chelsea will be having their mojo back again. They'll be having all their players back again. Hopefully, so we can have a full squad, not fully squad, but I'll say almost about 80% squad ready to face whoever Chelsea plays. This is also coming from me. Yeah, I did apologize earlier on. So yeah, Spikes said, "I hope we easily win this game." Yeah, we should be able to win it. We have good players coming back. We have a lot of players returning. So yes, me too, absolutely. Phantom said, unless it is for Declan Rice, I don't want any more new players until the team can integrate the current new players. That makes a lot of sense. You got to work with the players that we have now, and then we move our way forward. It looks a bit blurry. Yes, I'm trying to. Today, I'm a bit. My camera is out of focus. But whilst we're talking, I'll fix it. Thank you very much, Blue Blood. I will fix it right away. You know what sucks about YouTube? You have a 4K camera. But my screen, the screen that I'm using over here is giving me a 4K camera. But when you look at YouTube is not giving you a 4K. YouTube is giving you either SD or high definition, which is you don't get the best out of your camera that you're using. You have the 4K camera, but yeah, when you look at the screen over here, your picture is nice and clear. But when you look at the YouTube one, it's giving you a different output, which I think. So yeah, it looks a bit blurry. I'm sorry, but I'll fix it. I'll fix it right away. I'll fix it. Let me see. The network here is not the best. The network here is not the best. I could tell the network is very down. Guys, let's bear with me for a little bit whilst we go on. I hope that things can change. Because I can't run down there and start the router. It will interfere with the stream. I'm very sorry, please. You guys know it has never been like this for a long time. So, yeah, welcome to the stream, big brother Ryan. I want to love you. Said, welcome back, guys. It's looking a bit blurry today. Very, very blurry. Not a bit. I can see myself, and I can't even see myself very well. I can see myself on the screen, and it's not the best. I'm very, very sorry. I really apologize for. It could be StreamYard. It could be StreamYard because I can see the signal from here. It could be StreamYard. I'm very, very sorry. Blue Blood said, "Thought I was drunk." No, you're not. No, you're not. It's from the network. It's from the network that is connected to maybe StreamYard. It happens. Just like sometimes my camera can be kicked off, and then I have to fight my way and bring it back again. So yeah, we'll work our way. Let's see what happened in the next next 5-10 minutes. If it doesn't change, then I have to reboot the whole system and continue. I don't know if the stream is still gonna work once I continue it. I'm not so sure. But once I do that, I might end up being knocked up. Stephen B, welcome back to the stream. Stephen C.
Hey, all right.
Yeah, welcome to the stream. Ryan was here for a second. I'm not sure where he's at the moment.
He messaged in our group saying he got kicked. I'm not gonna be on for long because I'm gonna go revise. Did you see the thing I sent about UEFA changing the rules?
Well, you can go through with that for me whilst you're here. So because I'm now checking it, I'm a little bit disorganized and the network is not the best. It looks very horrible at this moment. So take us through it before I come to start.
I'm just loading up Discord on my laptop as well so that I can read through it. So yeah, basically, whilst I wait for that to load up, there's a report that's just come out. I think it's Martin Ziegler or something like that. And he's put out a report basically stating that UEFA are looking to change the rules regarding FFP. So it says officials at European football governing body are planning. One sec, I'm just quickly
Let me get it so I
Yeah.
can also share with the fans. What's your
Yeah, so you can get on the screen.
yeah?
So officials at European football's governing body are planning to set a 5-year maximum for the length of time over which a player's transfer fee can be spread, with the new policy brought in before the summer transfer window. It's understood the move comes after a number of clubs raised concerns with UEFA over Chelsea's policy. UEFA will not prevent Chelsea from spreading the cost of the players they have already signed. Defender Badiashile has a 7.5-year deal. Wesley Fofana is on a 7-year deal, while David Datro Fofana signed a 6.5-year contract with the option for another year included. However, any signings made from the summer onwards are set to be subject to the new 5-year maximum when it comes to amortization. So what it sounds like is you would still be able to offer the long contracts, but the amortization would only be across 5 years. So it sounds like you're not limited on the length you can offer, just on how it's spread across financial fair play being limited to 5 years. We're 10th, and teams are crying about us to appoint UEFA a change in the rules. But Barcelona can pull money from nowhere. PSG can do silly things with money. Flipping City can have fake sponsorships. Nothing happens. But Chelsea do this, and all of a sudden, let's change the rules.
It's only when it suit them. It's only when it suit them.
No, it's only when it's us, by the looks of it.
Yeah. This is very, very dumb, because I know people are very worried, and I'm sure because of how Chelsea are doing their deals, and they are also very worried. So because of this, they have to change it. They have to change the rules. Stuff. Can you hear me?
Yes.
What do you make of this news? What do you make of this news coming from Stephen at this moment? What UEFA is trying to do at this moment?
What did I say last week? I said that they can't change anything that's already happened, even if they change the rules.
Wouldn't it need to go through another whole process of getting voted to get approved? So it wouldn't even be able to be in effect from the summer, though, would it?
Because they didn't even know there was a loophole there, did they?
Because they don't know their own rules. How do you not see a loophole in the rules you created?
Well, they just didn't close it off, did they? But
the thing is, it's because I think it's not even the fact that they didn't see a loophole. It's the fact that everyone traditionally offers these 5-year deals. So they thought, oh, we'll never have this issue. Our American billionaire businessmen come in and go, we'll just slap in a 7-year deal.
I think a lot of fans are just getting in here. Probably, Stephen. Can you take us through these UEFA thing again, please, if you can?
Yep.
Some of us are just joining. Just one more minute. Yeah, read it all over for us again.
Yeah. So
do you have a link? Do you have the link? I can share the link on the stream whilst you're reading it.
I'll see if I can re-find it. I'll read it and then I'll try and find it and then.
Okay, I'll post it later.
Because the paragraphs that I've got, they're not one after another. They're slightly apart, so I didn't see the one in the middle. I was just looking for certain parts.
Okay.
But I'll find the whole thing in a second. I'll just quickly read this and then I'll look. Officials at European's football governing body are planning to set a 5-year maximum for the length of time over which a player's transfer fee can be spread. With the new policy brought in before the summer transfer window, it is understood the move comes after a number of clubs raised concerns with UEFA over Chelsea's policy. UEFA will not prevent Chelsea from spreading the cost of the players they have signed already. So, Badiashile, 7.5-year deal. Fofana, 7-year deal. Datro Fofana, 6.5-year. Obviously, Mudryk's like 8.5-year deal. However, any signings made from the summer onwards are set to be subject to this new 5-year maximum when it comes to amortization. So it's not the length of the contract, it's how the money is spread for FFP will be limited to 5 years, not the length of contract you can actually offer. That's my understanding of it. I'll try and find the link for you, put it on the screen.
So that means that you can still give the 6.5 years, 7 years, but then it's how you spread the money across those years. Is what
that's
FFP
what it sounds
is trying
like,
to change.
yeah.
Okay. So I'm
sounds
glad
like that because of the point they kept making was 5-year amortization, not 5-year contract.
Okay.
I'm just trying to find the link and I'll send it so that you can get it up.
Thank you very much, Stephen. I have to let Stephen talk because I'm not going to have him for long. Stav, you were still talking. Ryan, I'll come back to Stav because I'll give Stav a whole lot of time for him to explain that to us. Mr. Ryan, what do you make of this UEFA strategy trying to change FFP rules? Is it has to do with Chelsea?
Oh, 100%. It's just yet another example of the powers high up in football who control everything just have an agenda against Chelsea. They're not the first club to spend big in the transfer market and give long contracts to players, but for some reason they've taken issue with Chelsea, which I think is laughable. And the fact that, like Stephen said, they're imposing a limit, I think, of 5 years for length of contract for amortization. It's a joke. It's an absolute joke.
This bit is good. Just quickly before I send it to you, a bit further down it says UEFA insiders say the 5-year restriction will also help prevent clubs from getting into financial trouble further down the line. How? Because you're spending more per year on the players that you sign. So how does that prevent you getting in trouble down the line? You're spending more per year than what you would spend if you were spreading it out across the length of like 8 years, for example. So if anything, that's going to get you in more financial trouble.
Thank you, Stephen.
But I'll
ahead.
send it in a sec. But the end of that paragraph there says, one source told the Times, if other clubs start doing the same with 8-year contracts, it'll be a mess. So we need to protect them. But I'm going to send you a link now because there's still a lot to it.
Yeah, I was going to get on Stavi right after Stephen talking, and it looks like he also have a connection. I don't know what's going on with StreamYard. I apologize for the technical hinge over here. There's a technical issue going over here. It has to do with connections, got to do a bunch of stuff, and I don't know if I can restart my router, if it's from my router, if it's from StreamYard. I'm not so sure. So if you're watching us and you see the screen looks blurry, please forgive me. It's not coming from I see myself very clear, but you can tell it's a connection. I'm not so sure if it's from StreamYard.
Yeah, you're blurry for me.
Yeah, I can see myself because I have YouTube here too, and I'm blurry, and I can see. I can barely see my face.
Yeah, you are on StreamYard for me as well.
Already, I'm not handsome for my face to be even looking this way. So look, it's worse. I look horrible over there. So Stav. Guys, I don't know if you guys can give me just a few minutes or something. I can refresh this. I don't know if it's still gonna work. I haven't tried that before. I don't know if I reset the whole thing, turn it off, and reset it's gonna keep going. I'm not so sure. I don't know.
You're gonna end up the stream and the stream as well.
Yeah, the stream is gonna end. When the stream ends, then everything is gone.
No, just carry on. It's only one night.
Yeah. So I apologize to all the viewers. This is a little bit of a technical issue here. So very, very sorry.
I sent you it's a bit better now. It's not completely, but I think it did slightly improve.
Yeah, it did a little bit. Yeah. You can tell it's getting a little better. Mm-hmm. Then it goes back.
By the way, I sent you the link to the article.
Okay. Thank you very much. I'll share this with everyone here. Staff, what do you make of you were on the microphone talking before? Guys, I'll come back to the text, the comments. I will come back to the comments. Let's talk a little bit about this FFP rules that FIFA or UEFA are trying to change. Whatever they're trying to change, UEFA are trying to change to suit them because it's all Chelsea. When Chelsea are in there doing something good, world football don't like it. So, Stav.
Yeah, I don't. Like I said last week, even if they change it, it's not going to affect the signings we've already done. Right, and I don't think it's UEFA. I think it's the big clubs like Real Madrid, Man United, all these Liverpool, Bayern Munich, PSG. I think all these clubs are complaining because they have.
Oh yeah, be them, but the governing body itself isn't FIFA, it's UEFA. That's what I was clarifying, Neon.
It's UEFA. FIFA doesn't
Yeah.
control club football. Right, it controls the association, and each association controls the club football within their continent. So it's not FIFA, right? But it's nice. It's going to be idiots like Perez and people like that, right? With Real Madrid, who got a pain in the backside because we pulled out of their Super League and stuff like that. So they have to. If the big clubs, we bring all the money in, start complaining, and UEFA haven't really got. They haven't really got any sort of situation where they can just ignore them. So I wouldn't pay too much attention to it. It makes no odds, does it? I mean, if they come in and they change it, and then we have to sign players on 5-year deals, it won't matter anyway because we've done most of our damage already. Like,
We're already ruining football again. It's fine.
Yeah, but I just ignore them. Right? We've done what we need to do. They've said from the summer, so it doesn't affect us now. So if we go and sign a couple more players, can still be on long-term contracts.
That means it won't affect Nkunku as well, right? Because that's basically all sorted.
Yeah, it's done.
Yeah, I mean, all the old deals wouldn't be affected. It's regards.
Yeah, no, but my thing was because of that's all signed off, but it goes into effect from the summer.
Okay.
Yeah, well,
I don't think that can be affected because it's been signed off, right?
Yeah, well, nobody knows what length he signed anyway, do they?
Okay.
All
right, I think let me read some more of the comments. It's a lot of comments to read over here. Let me read a little bit more. Staff, keep going. You guys can keep going whilst I get the comments ready.
Oh, go on then. Yeah, it's not going to change anything. Right, we've done what we have to do. Come the summer, we're going to be selling players as well, bringing the money in. So we'll have the money to just give shorter deals because we can just pay the fees without getting into trouble because we'll be bringing money in.
It's fine anyway because if we get Enzo or a Caicedo, for example, done in this window, same thing happens. We give them like a 6-7 year deal. It's spread out. They can't do nothing even if the rule does come into effect.
Yeah.
And we won't be spending as big on as many players in the future. This is us just building our team for the future, and then you do little buys here and there to fill out the squad and it's sorted. So we've done the majority of it, like Stav was saying. Like you can't do nothing now, you can't change it.
Yeah. The whole thing is is this just shows, right, and I may make a controversial statement here, that they did the right thing by getting Potter in. Right, because if you'd have kept Tuchel and the way he wanted to manage the club, we would have had to keep buying expensive signings every summer, right, to try and move the club forward. So we bought
expensive older signings as well.
Yeah, we bought players like we know all the young ones we've just bought now, but you look back to the summer even, Caicedo, Chukwuemeka, Hutchinson, Beach, Mason Burstow from Charlton, all these young lads, right? We brought them in the summer.
I think Burstow was actually done in the January, wasn't he?
I'm not sure, but I know he's not eligible to be on the B list.
I think he might have been January and then he stayed on loan or something because I remember watching a game or two.
Yeah, that's possible, yeah. You've got them, and then we already had a lot of good kids, right? Like Hall.
It's just improved the strength of it, basically.
It's basically solidified, right, from under 18s all the way up, to the top. And these guys we brought in, it's all for the long term. So Bowley didn't know what he was doing, right? And people who wanted the certain person to have stayed, he didn't want to do that. So he could have ended up in trouble the way he wanted to do things.
Okay, stop. I'm ready to read.
Give me 2 seconds, right?
Okay.
So for those who aren't aware, Fulham are playing Tottenham tonight. So anyone who's planning to watch that's actually kicking off 15 minutes later than scheduled.
Okay.
So it's actually kicking off at 1:15, not on the hour. So you don't need to worry if you won't go watch that.
Okay, thank you very much for the little announcement from Stephen C. Stephen C. said that. Okay, I want to said, how is the weather in your area today? Maybe the weather has something to do with it. It's very, very cold, and I'm very sure probably some of the wires are frozen. That is why I'm having this bad connection. Yes, that makes a lot of sense. When the wires go frozen like that, it makes it very difficult for the connection to travel. It could be one of the problems. Hello, Kim So. Kim So is back again. Big up to you, Kim So. He said, why is Ziyech getting souls, Sir Mount and Gallagher? Ziyech. Apparently depend on what the Graham Potter and how he wants to play. If he feel like Ziyech doesn't fit the style, he's gonna let him go. If he feel like Gallagher or Mount, remember we need English contingents, not just contingent, not just one contingents. Many of them in our football team to be able to balance
8.
Yeah, a lot of them. So
8
we have
a
lots of foreigners at the same time also. So we got to think about all of this. Also here, Kim So said the world is against us. If our players have pride, they should win the UCL this season. Yes, now it's all about going in with your own referee when you go into every football game. Ryan, I'll come back to you. So I don't know you were there, Mr. Ryan. I know you were there. Says they can make a new rule too. It's too late. Yes, they can make a new rule. If they make rules, just like we said, loopholes. We said there was no loopholes, but then Chelsea find a way to go around FFP, and people they did not realize that. So those that don't have the money are complaining. Now FIFA have to draw the attention, trying to change the rules, which you could tell is because of Chelsea. Blue Blood, he said the change of rules will just result in contract of up to 5 years only being offered. I don't think it will help. It will not. It's not going to help Chelsea. I don't think. I don't think it would affect Chelsea.
Can I
in the main.
Can I just can I say something here, right?
Yeah.
First of all,
I just got three comments to read. Just three. Annie said Gakpo. That's what he said. She said, I don't know if it's he or her. Yes, it's blurry. I think for everyone. Hash brother, nothing wrong with your looks. Yes, it's a connection issue. It starts to get better, and you will start breaking again. Hang tight, brother. Thank you very much. I was just making a joke, with my ugly face and also being blurry at the same time. Mason, what's that one?
Yeah, he means Burstow. Mason Burstow joined Chelsea in January and then loaned back to Charlton. Yeah, okay, so that's what Chelsea I was saying. I could have sworn I'd heard that.
Yeah, okay. That's why he can't be on a B list.
Yeah, because he ain't been here for 2+ years.
Yeah, and the likelihood
I wasn't sure of the last name. That's why I couldn't mention. So I don't
know
which someone's name.
Thank
you, guys. Thank you, Blue Blood. Thank you very much.
The likelihood
the
is
information.
Right, that he didn't get 3 seasons. Likelihood is he didn't get 3 seasons in at Charlton either, which is probably why. Right, otherwise we could have just. But anyway, he's not on the B list, but he's a good player. Keeps scoring for the younger teams. Right, scored the other day as well. But getting back to UEFA, they can't just change the rule. Yeah, they've got to call a board meeting. Yeah. Come up with the new rules and then send them to all.
I missed some of the comments. Sorry, guys. I'll come back and read. This is from Blue Blood. He said, Man United offered Gakpo 8-year contract.
Garnacho.
Oh, Garnacho.
That's what I was saying to you the other day. When you said he rejected, and like not long before we'd gone live.
Oh yeah.
Came out that they offered.
I think I read this guy. Annie, I think Annie's comment, and then I got confused with the name. Gakpo was a good signing. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, you're going to see other clubs trying to do the same thing now. right?
Yeah, they've got to try and get it quick.
In this window, try and get signings in so they're not penalised. But as I was saying, they've got to have a management meeting, UEFA, right? They've got to come up with the new rules, right? Then they've got to send it to every one of the, I think it's 55 associations.
Yeah,
right.
Like
and the FA of every association has to agree to the new rules. So it's not happening till it's summer, no matter what. And
earliest.
Yeah, and like Stephen said,
Ryan, you can jump in if you want to. Ryan, you can jump in and say something once staff come to.
I'm listening. I'm listening.
Yeah. Okay. And you'll see now, maybe 3 or 4 of the teams trying the same trick to try and get around it. And then basically, the big European clubs don't like it because they've been outmaneuvered by Todd Bowley, right? So, and all this nonsense about, we're spoiling the game again. They said the same thing when Roman first came in, right? Then they said they didn't say the same thing when Man City's owners came in. Yeah. But the thing is, like, Man City, what they did is they found a loophole as well, which they exploited, but they got caught doing it. And it wasn't, Stephen, I think you said it, there weren't fake sponsorship deals. What they did is they got Etihad to bloat the deals to say they're paid more.
No, there was something about fake sponsors as well, I'm pretty sure.
Nah, it wasn't. Like Etihad, the sponsors are related to the owners.
Yeah, but weren't there something to do with crypto as well, though, and it was like all fake or something? I don't know.
I've not seen anything about crypto. What they did is they inflated the stadium naming rights and the shirt deal, like the name on the shirt, right? And they said they were giving more than they actually were. And then the owners were pumping their own money in via Etihad, and they got found out because of emails and stuff. But in the end, they got away with it because Cass backed them and said that they weren't really doing anything wrong. But anyway, and the thing with, you mentioned Barcelona as well, Stephen. Yeah, right. They haven't actually done anything wrong. What they've done is sold their TV rights.
No, but the point that was made was like they were doing all that whilst essentially not paying their players. Like that's why all the players were getting deferred wages. Do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah, but there was only 2 or 3 of them like that, right? De Jong, Puyol, and not Puyol. Frankie De Jong, and the guy who's captain. Used to be at Man United. I can't remember. PK.
Right?
Yeah, and a couple of others. It was the main players that they did it with. But the situation, you look clearer now. So the situation is that they sold their TV rights, which they're perfectly entitled to, and their merchandising rights. So they didn't do anything illegal, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But anyway, it'll be Barcelona, it'll be Real Madrid, PSG, Man United, Liverpool, Arsenal, probably all the top European clubs. The ones who wanted to go in the Super League for starters, Bayern Munich, they'll have complained.
All right, guys. So let's wrap up. Let's wrap up on the FFP rules. So we can move on to the face. Yeah, go ahead, guys. Go ahead. Let's wrap it up.
Weren't we one of the main reasons why this whole FFP thing was created?
It was created and passed in 2009. So yeah, we were one of the ones spending a lot of money.
And now we're supposedly doing things that are making them change it.
Yeah, and now, but the thing is, nobody complained in the 90s when Berlusconi was doing it at AC Milan. who's a
I swear
billionaire.
Arsenal, way back around the time of the war, were Bank of England money and that.
I don't know about that. Right, but nobody
Someone
said
was saying
anything.
to me they used to like have loads of like Bank of England money or something related to Bank of England, and
Nah, I
nothing
don't
ever
think
happened with that.
that wouldn't be legitimate, would it? That'd be
No, I
illegal.
don't know how it worked, but there was something to do with it. I'll have to look into it or ask them.
Maybe they borrowed money off them, but
Yeah, Steven,
but
you can make
anyway,
that. You can make that research when you have a time, and then we can have it here next time we come on.
Mhm.
You know,
right. So
Yeah.
it's nothing. Like we've done what we have to do.
yeah.
All the signings are long
Let's wrap
term,
up. Mhm.
not just a contract. Right. So typically they've shut the door after the horse has bolted. Right. So we've done what we have to do, and we can still do a couple more.
Yeah,
Right, let's move
I
on.
think that's why things like Enzo are heating up again, because who knows, maybe clubs got a whiff of this earlier today, so maybe that might be why all of a sudden we started getting Enzo links heat up again today.
Okay. Thank you, guys. Thank you very much for the rundown, and also taking us through all these FIFA rules concerning the FFP and how they're trying to change the rule to be able to suit all football clubs in Europe with regards to UEFA football governing body, because they feel like Chelsea is cheating, but I don't think it is. That's their rules they brought to they set up. They didn't know there was other
It's not
holes.
even a loophole when you think about it.
No, it's not. It's not. Chelsea are doing the
Because
right thing.
there's nowhere in the rules there's nowhere in UEFA rules which say you must offer 5-year contracts for amortization, right? And the
Right.
FIFA ruling, I think we spoke about it, the FIFA ruling regarding contracts is that it has to be 5 years unless there's something nationally relating to contracts. And in the UK, unless they're under 18, which you can only offer a maximum of 3-year professional contract, there's no limit on how long you can offer. So it's not even a loophole, just nobody thought to exploit it in the first place.
Okay. This is coming from according to OK. I think Diario. Via goal. It says Chelsea have been linked with Zinedine Zidane as a result, and the Potter continue to be poor, and they search for a replacement. I don't know how you guys are going to take this news. Some will take this news as a pinch of salt. With me, this news doesn't really have any value. Go.com, I think.
Where's that come from? Where's that source come from?
One of those papers coming via Go. I think it's Go.com. I'm very sure.
No idea. Never heard of it.
Goal.com's a waste of space, right?
I mean, I understand. I'm saying, what do you make? I know I don't believe it because we all know where Graham Potter stands, and also
we all know what the
Todd
ownership
Bowley,
have said, and that,
where
so
everyone stands.
I would take that with a pinch of salt.
This is a different ownership. This is a different ownership. It's a different type of ownership. Yeah.
People seem to forget that when it suits them.
Yeah. They all keep going, but Roman would have sacked him. So what? Like, the only thing I've read about Zidane, right, is that he's turned down a job in Saudi Arabia, the Brazilian job, Portugal job, I think, and a couple of other jobs because he's holding out for Juventus, right? And let's face it, Allegri's going to get fired. He's going to get sacked, right? Especially now they've had 15 points deducted as well, right? So he's going to get sacked.
Have you seen the thing on the other clubs there as well? AC, Roma, Sassuolo, Atalanta. They're all being investigated for different things as well.
Yeah, because
they've had some of their stuff called up. It's mostly the big teams. Only one out of the big teams really that hasn't is actually Inter. So Inter are probably laughing right now because all the other are getting called.
Yeah, but they're one of the ones most in debt as well. So Inter are not out there either. Yeah.
But I mean, similar to like Juve did with the change in how everything was and all that.
Yeah, listen, right. Let's get this straight, right. AC Milan, Juventus, right, have already been caught once fixing matches, right, going back 10 years ago, whatever it was, right, and Inter Milan won their first title in years because Juventus were relegated and AC Milan were deducted 10 points, fixing matches. So Italian football's corrupt, right? Because every club is run by rich people. Yeah, every club. You've got Moretti Beer own a club. Parma, that used to own Parma, right? Berlusconi, AC Milan, all billionaires, right? So nobody complained when they were winning things, but because it's English teams and then English teams managed to get a way around it. Now, it's not because it's Chelsea, it's because it's an English team, right? But the rest of the English teams will obviously be complaining because they didn't hear about it. So that's that. But I want to address this thing, continuous rubbish about Graham Potter.
Graham Potter.
Right? Yeah,
you're talking about the link for Zidane?
Yeah, it's a load of BS, right?
Yeah.
A load of BS, right? But I want to address it because it's really irritating me. Yeah. The guy, before the injuries kicked in, yeah, went 9 matches unbeaten in the Premier League. Yeah. That's not counting the 5 matches he went unbeaten in the Champions League. Okay, so that's 14 matches unbeaten if you take every competition into account. Then the injuries kicked in and we started losing players left, right and centre. Right? I already addressed the other thing with regards to the World Cup, international matches, all that stuff, yeah? Champions League being squeezed into 5 weeks left, right? I've addressed all that, right? But if you go back to the very beginning, when Potter wasn't even at the club, yeah, right? We sold Billy Gilmore, sent Ampadu and Maatsen and Colville, all these guys on loan. That was down to Tuchel. Right? Who took the 2 players to Brighton? Potter. Right?
Yeah.
Potter took them there. Right? So the transfer window was a load of garbage. And that's another thing he has to deal with. Right? Underperforming players who've come in, right, taking the money. Aubameyang's one. And I'm not convinced by Koulibaly either. Right? And he has to deal with all that as well. But I'll just make one last comment. We lost 3 matches out of 7 under Tuchel, right? 3 embarrassing defeats, right? If you're not embarrassed about losing to Leeds and Southampton when they were in the bottom 3, yeah, then I don't know what will make you embarrassed. And then we ended up at the bottom of the Champions League group by losing to Zagreb, right? We drew with Tottenham at home, right?
Yeah.
Where Mendy gifted them the point. We were lucky to beat. No, just 2 seconds.
Okay.
Just 2 seconds, please.
There's a lot. You have a lot of news over here to
but
talk about. So many.
Yeah, but I want to get this. I want to get this put to bed because I'm sick of hearing it every stream, right?
Every stream.
Then
yeah.
We were lucky to beat Everton with a penalty. Should have been 0-0. And the guy's just been sacked, which shows what the opposition was, right? The referee gifted us 2 extra points against West Ham, so that was more luck, right? But if you take those 6 points, let's just concentrate on those 2 games that we lost, right? Take the 6 points, look at the league table, because we should never, ever lose to Leeds and Southampton. Not after we beat one 3-0 and the other one 6-0 just months before, right? You add that 6 points on to our league table and see where we would be. Go on, challenge anybody who wants to question Potter, right? And he's never had time to work with his players. Now he's getting that time. So just leave it out, right? He went 14 games unbeaten before the injuries kicked in Champions League and EPL. So get real.
Just to clarify.
Get real, Stephen. Go ahead so we can bring
just to clarify, on that point, those 6 points would put us on 35 points, which would
Where would we be in the table? Yeah.
5th, 35 points, which would be
Ahead of
4
Tottenham.
behind the top 4.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ahead of Tottenham.
Guys, if you're watching, I just put a poll up so you can check in the comment section and see if you can put your answer in there so we can
Yeah,
move
that
from
would
there.
be 4 behind the top 4. It'd be 10
Okay.
behind City in second and 15 behind Liverpool in first, compared to what we are now.
So we would be challenging for the Champions League spot.
Yeah, we would literally be right there.
Right.
Okay, looks like the Zidane news is people take Zidane news as a pinch of salt. We all know where Todd Bowley and his Lake, whoever their names are, we know where they stand with Graham Potter's job at this moment. They want him to give him a long time to work with his team, and also they know what Potter can do. So, like I said, if you're just joining us, I apologize for the streaming quality. It looks very, very poor to me, in my opinion, because I don't like this. This is not me. If you know me very, very well, I like things to be much more. I like quality things, I like nice things that makes everybody happy. So if it's your first time joining us and you see this screen this way, I really, really deeply apologize for this technical problem. Also, this is I think we're gonna continue the next thing we're gonna talk about. It's more of a transfer news. Hakim Ziyech is always in the news. The Sun and Sky Sports Italia reported Jose Mourinho wants to bring Hakim Ziyech to Italy, to the Italian capital, especially with Nicola Zaniolo asking to depart. Yeah, we know Nicola Zaniolo have been linked heavily with Tottenham Hotspur. We know his link with what's his name, Antonio Paratici, who as I know that he's been banned from Italian football, but still working for the he works in England and works with Tottenham Hotspur at this moment. How long is FA gonna stand in and then do something about it? Because if he's banned in football and whatever he did at Italy and Juventus, and he's been punished for that, there is something that I don't think it's fair for him to work in England and work in the same magnify since he's corrupt. So we have to, I think the FA have to come into it and then see what they can do. Either Antonio Paratici has to be sacked away from Tottenham Hotspur. I don't know how the rule goes, but I don't think it's okay or it's fair for Paratici to be working with Tottenham whilst he's serving a ban at Italy. Based on the same thing he's doing at Tottenham, he did the same thing at Italy. So I don't think that's fair for him. I don't know what you guys want to say about it. Blue Blood, I'm not sure what you want to say about it. Annie, I123, everyone, Steven, and then Stav. Stav, what do you make of that, Stav? Can you hear me?
Paratici.
Not really Paratici, but this is in regards to Ziyech moving away from Chelsea, and I also brought a little bit of Paratici's situation at Tottenham.
Right. I'll address Paratici first, just to get him out of the way. Right, okay. Whatever he did in Italy, right, he's not. I don't think he's going to be punished in England, right? If he'd have been found out while he was in Italy, they probably would have stopped him taking the job in England. So I'm not expecting anything to happen with regards to him. Right, it needs to have been right whilst he was at Juventus, and if he's looking for the job at Tottenham, then that would stop him getting it. That's him out of the way. Right, Hakim Ziyech. Right, I love the guy. Nobody likes him more than me. Right, he's playing some of his best football. Right, and if you put the prejudices away, right, and look at the football he's been playing the last 5-6 games, you look at the World Cup, look at last January and February, the way he was playing for Tuchel as well, right? 3 man of the match awards in a row, 2 goals of the month in a row, right? That's the player that we wanted to see, and the fact that Potter's getting that out of Ziyech should tell you something about Potter as well. But as much as I love Hakim Ziyech and as much as I want him to stay, the fact is we have to balance the books one way or the other. And at 29, he's going to be a prime target to be sold to bring money in, right? Because they'll find a way of wrapping us up in more turmoil over the money we're spending. They'll look for a way. But the project that Bowley wants, Hakim Ziyech doesn't really fit into it unless Potter wants him to stay. Right? And that's why they're probably going to sell him. Right? But there's no guarantee anybody's going to come in and offer acceptable money. So he could still be here. I would keep him. I explained that the other night when Moore was on, right? That I would have him down the right-hand side with, what's his name, Mugwaki or something. Okay, I can't remember his name. The new guy,
Just say Nonny, it's easier.
Yeah, Nonny, right? Just because you go and sign somebody for 35 million to play on the right-hand side doesn't mean you only need one in that position, right? If you're going to challenge for the championship, you need two in every position. If you're playing three at the back, I'm talking about centre-half, you need 6 centre-halves. If you're playing 4 at the back, you only need 4 centre-halves because that's 2 for each centre-half, right? And that's what Mourinho used to do. So going to Roma would be a good move for him because Mourinho will get the best out of him. And as much as I like him to stay, I see the reasoning behind why he may be sold. But they're not going to sell him for 5 million, are they? They're not going to send him on loan, right, with an option to buy and then have to take him back next season, right? Right now, we need him to get us up that table.
Out the door permanently.
Yeah. So someone's got to come in with the right money, and it's got to be on permanent transfer. If they send him on loan with an option to buy to an Italian club, expect him to be back next season because you only have to look at back of your club.
You've got to make it an obligation.
Yeah. But Italian clubs try to resist that, don't they? They prefer it to be.
If you're doing that, it has to be that. If it's not that, it has to be.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, Stephen. That's what I'm saying, and it's not necessarily going to happen, is it? That someone's going to come in, say, "Okay, we'll check him on loan for the rest of the year," and then have an obligation, right? The only time that's happened is pretty much with Tomori, where they agree to the obligation, right? So we have to wait and see what gets offered for him. But it'd be stupid to let him go for a couple of million now on loan, and he comes back next year, right, next season, because we can use him now, right? And with the FFP not kicking in till the summer, we can afford to keep him. But it's up to Graham Potter, right? For me, you need someone like Ziyech to keep some experience in the side and to maybe help Nonny a bit. And remember, they've both been in Dutch football, so that's why he's been considered, mostly because of his age.
Stevie, did you read any of the comments?
No, I didn't know where you got up to because I know this one's further back than one you've already shown, so I didn't know what point you'd actually read.
Expect to see Gakpo and others joining in. On very long contract. Also, yes, Gusta.
Gusto's already accepted personal terms. I'm not sure if you've shown it, but Fabrizio put a tweet about it earlier.
Yeah, I haven't shown nothing at all in regards to Gusta. So, yeah, I know a lot of people have been talking about Gusta, and I said that guy looks like he will be coming in. But then the Enzo deal was what I said right from the beginning, that it will go down to the wire, probably getting close to the end of the transfer window. That is when we're going to see the Enzo deal going through. But then like I said, there are new negotiations going. I tweeted that. If you follow me on Twitter, I tweeted about the Enzo's Fernando's update also there. So if you're not on Twitter, get hold of me, follow me over there. We have a new always retweets, and then we have some new conversations going on there. Diego Costa, big up to you, brother. Says big up panel. up to Chelsea. Yeah, big up to you yourself. I hope you're doing very well, Diego. Gakpo underrated. I don't think he is underrated. He hasn't really done much in the Premier League, but I don't think he is underrated. If he is underrated, I wouldn't think that.
He's only been there
Uh,
3 weeks.
what was that again?
So he's only been around for about 3 weeks.
Yeah, so I don't think
I
he
would
is.
argue he's
I think
definitely not underrated after him taking about 3 shots and skying them from outside the box the other day.
he's not.
That doesn't
He is
mean
over. Yeah. I 123 said that you were frozen, brother, but you're not. You're not going anywhere, though. Can't get rid
No, you
of
can't get
us
rid of.
that easily.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Thank you very much, everyone that is joining us here. I apologize for the connection. It's frozen again. It's frozen again. This damn thing is upsetting me. But then I think it's moving. It's moving. It moves. And I'm very, very sorry, guys. Yeah,
You're moving.
it freezes. Yeah, it freezes and then it start moving again. I apologize for the inconvenience that is causing everyone. I know some of you want to see my black face and some can't see it, so I apologize. Everyone.
I think it looks better.
Okay. Phantom of many topics. I still have hope for UEFA. Champions League, we can win it. Absolutely. When there is no hope, that's when hopes come for Chelsea. Phantom, Blue Blood said the Phantom, Fulham are not in Champions League. Yes, Fulham is not in Champions. They can never be there. They can never be there.
He said he's fully moved to Fulham. He's fully Fulham.
He did. He's fully Fulham.
Yeah.
Okay,
And he
Ziyech,
keeps saying
this is coming from Stephen C. He says Ziyech and Ziyech and
Ruben.
potentially Ruben can leave last few days of this window. Ruben is set to move. He has to. Ruben, like I said,
both have quite a bit of interest, but from the reports I've been seeing, people are saying that the issue with Ziyech is the wages, but I swear he's not even on a lot of money.
Okay.
He's on 100.
I swear he's on like 100K max.
Yeah, big up to you, Mohammed. Maswadi, big up to you. Welcome to the channel. If it's the first time joining us here, please, I haven't said this today. Do not forget to like the video. And also, we have the poll. You can answer some of the questions so you can get engaged. We're building this big, huge community. We keep growing every day. Every day. We are getting close to 3K. You and I can make that happen. You share the stream. That help other people who hasn't heard this. Heard nothing about this channel or this platform before, can also click on it and see what we talk about. We are real and we don't fake nothing here. We give you fair analysis and how we see it. We criticize from my couch. I criticize from my decks over here. And also I can criticize when I go live and watch the game. We have people that analyze games also. And we have people that can also criticize the players from a different angle. So yeah, we have legends here. We have legends, former season ticket holders who are pundits of this platform. We have people also. We have current season ticket holders, and then former season ticket holders who have been in watching games since the 60s, 70s, 80s till now. So yeah, we have legends over here. People who have watched games for 50 years. And then we have those in the comment section who also have much more in and out of Chelsea. Blue Blood is there. Stephen also a current season ticket holder. And I'm also here the host for you. And we respect everyone that is part of this platform. We respect your comments. And we don't argue. We don't disrespect people in the comments. That's what I'm here for. I'm here to stand for it. Also, today I've made a Blue Blood. Blue Blood is a mod on this platform. And also, Phantom of Many Topic is now a mod on this platform. Congratulations to these two wonderful people of Blue Clouds media platform. Thank you very much. And then they have been part of this community and they always contribute. Contribution is the comment. And also, you guys are more important more important than even us here in the studio. Those you guys that are watching are more important than us in the studio. So I want to let you guys know you're very, very important. And thank you for spending time being with us and also getting engaged in the comment section as always. Phantom of Many Topics said Blue FFC ahead of CFC in Premier League. I think he wants Fulham Football Club. That's what he means, Fulham Football Club. Premier League table, but both teams actually play in Fulham. Yeah, Craven Cottage and Stamford Bridge are both in it's the Borough of Fulham, and then
Borough,
Hammers.
Fulham,
It's enough. Phantom, you say
I
this
swear
almost
this
every
conversation
stream.
happens every stream.
Every stream, yeah, every stream we have this conversation. Phantom, please. Ziyech need to go. We understand Ziyech need to go, but that's your opinion. It depends on how Graham Potter sees it. If Graham Potter is the one with the key, if he says he doesn't need Ziyech, no one can say anything. But we're here as supporters, and we feel that Ziyech can stay with his experience and even give him more, much more squad. Would I say squad depth? The squad depth. I almost blow it out over here. Only if I can talk. Ziyech said if Jose Mourinho wants Ziyech like he wanted Tommy Abraham, let him go. I agree with him. I mean, my also this is what I'll say on Ziyech. If Ziyech is not happy at Chelsea, he's not getting much playing time, and he felt that his future lies somewhere else. If Graham Potter love him and he think it's not really important to him in his squad, he should just let the young guy go so he can carry on with his career somewhere else that is going to benefit him. Instead of keeping him at Chelsea, he doesn't get much play, it doesn't affect anything, and then he end up being rusty on the bench. So I think it's better if he goes. This is I think I have one more to go from here. Phantom of Minute topic against Ziyech is a corner kick masterclass. Yes, but we're not only playing corner kicks. There's a whole lot to play than corner kicks. So Mohammed Moswadi, he says is it it's better he leaves because Potter doesn't offer him game time, and it's also and also he is not appreciated by Chelsea fans, especially on Twitter, all the time, slandering him. I understand why, because
I won't get into the slander and
it,
stuff because there's
yeah,
players who get a lot more slander
there's
than
a
Ziyech.
lot of players that go through slandering. There's a lot of Mason Mount, Conor Gallagher, Kepa Arrizabalaga, Mendy, all the players. If you don't do the right thing, they will slander you. It is true. He goes through a lot because of what those are watching, what they can see, the work ethic. They want more work ethic. You get what I'm saying? They want more work ethic. Defend, track back, help the defense, move on to attack. They want to see all this, and Ziyech is not offering. So that is why the fan base gets upset with Ziyech. But it's not that he's not a good player. Ziyech is a world-class player. He's a world-class player. When I say world-class player, he's an excellent player, but he can do better to get in the ranks of the Neymars and being a world class. But he can do that small. Let's play him. We saw it in the World Cup, and he can do better. So I don't want to talk too much. There's a lot to talk about here. I'm trying to go through the comments. Ziyech doesn't want to be being a bench squad player. Then if he doesn't want to be a bench squad player, then he has to prove himself very well when he gets that opportunity. Mohamed Maswadi said, frankly, he doesn't deserve to be a bench player. It is true. I don't think he deserves. That is why he have to move away from Chelsea. If Chelsea are trying to keep him on the bench, I'll say it's about time Ziyech to move away from Chelsea, go to a club that will keep you in their first 11, that you can get much more playing time. I'm sure when he goes to Italy, he will get much more playing time. I'm very, very sure. If you're watching the stream and it's very blurry, I apologize again. I will stop apologizing because I think you guys are not watching the best, because I have a 4K camera and then the stream is like that. I'm not happy seeing myself very blurry. I'm not happy. Steven said, not sure if the person who asked the other day about Nuni number is here, but the number for Nuni is confirmed now as number 31. Thank you very much for giving us this information. Yesterday, I remember someone asked about the Nuni.
It was
Nuni,
yesterday or the day before, I think.
Muduki's number.
Yeah.
And then as Steven just posted, it is number 31. Thank you very much, Steven. Thank you very much. I really, really appreciate it. Being fully Fulham fan means I can support either of my two former teams, FFC or LCFC. The CFC, the or CFC, the Borough and what Kingston, is it Kingston?
Huh?
What's that? Kensington. Is it Kensington?
Kensington.
And Chelsea does not have any team that plays within its borders. So yes, guys, I'll take over real quick, and I'll be let me get this thing done, sorted out real quick. Steven. Let's talk about I think the next one will be Camavinga, Eduardo Camavinga. Unless you guys have anything else to say, if not, then you can move on to Camavinga.
Yeah, in a minute.
Big up to you, Chad. I'm here, bro. Just giving a listen. Yeah, big up to you.
Can I just explain something to
Go ahead. Go. And when you guys are done, Steven, you can take over the Camavinga situation. I'll be right back.
Can I, Phantom, get it into your thick head? Sorry, right? That being in the same municipal council doesn't mean that entitles you to defend both, support both teams, right? It has nothing to do with Chelsea and Fulham where they are based. Okay, so just move on. You're either Fulham fully in, or you're Chelsea, but make your mind up. It's not an excuse to say you support both. And if your view of Ziyech is only that he's a corner masterclass, you don't know a lot about football, do you? And you don't know much about Ziyech. Right, so stop the Fulham garbage. Right, I'm not interested in hearing that you can do this or do that just because it's in Fulham, right? District. It's a district, right? It's a district. So just get over it. You're Fulham, end of. Unless you declare you're back fully Chelsea. Right, Stephen, over to you.
Yeah.
Camavinga.
Just before we go on to the Camavinga one, Blue Blood said it's the Royal Borough of Kensington and Chelsea, and it is in London Borough of Hammersmith and Fulham. It is what it is. That's all I've got to say on the matter. I don't get into all these things about it's based in this borough and that borough. But yeah, I don't know what specific article or anything that needs on about Camavinga, but if I remember rightly, I saw something the other day saying that we were looking at him as potentially a loan option for midfield, but that was when it was more like an alternative to, obviously, if we don't get Caicedo, if we don't go back in for Enzo and stuff like that. So on that, I would say, given that we're going back for them, we must feel confident of getting at least one of those deals done. And I don't think that Real Madrid will actually let him go anyway. But yeah, I think it was more if we don't get either of the two targets we seem to be looking at most, then we'll go for him. But yeah, I don't think Real Madrid will let him go. I don't know what your view is on Camavinga, if you would want him or if you think he would join, whether it's loan or permanent. But
no. Well, Mudryk is nearly finished, isn't he? It's not going to last forever, right? So why are they going to start?
As well, yeah.
Why are they going to start offloading the younger players?
Retired as well, right? Or is he going?
I think Cruz is. I think he's going as well. So I don't think that Real Madrid are going to be looking to offload midfielders. So I just listen. We're Chelsea, right? We've got new owners who are flashing the cash. So the media are going to make their own stories up because they don't have anything concrete. None of them, right, know anything about us and our targets.
Yeah.
Right?
A lot of people lost their sources when the new ownership came in. Yeah. That's evident by people who used to be deemed reliable versus the people who get all the news now.
Yeah, but the thing is, people like Romano, right? He was never the source at Chelsea because Marina never talked to him, right? And they'd never released any information to him. If he was picking information up, he was picking it up from somewhere else. So
like agents and stuff, right?
Yeah, right. So media are always going to link us to any player. As soon as it comes up that we're interested in a midfielder, they're going to link us to every single midfielder that's actually walking and not out injured at the moment. Mm-hmm. So I'll just take everything with a pinch of salt. We have our targets. Yeah, go on. We have our targets, right? And that's what we're going to go for. We're not going to listen to the media. Media have to fill them pages, don't they?
Stuff like that, yeah.
Yeah, they have to fill pages, whether it's in the paper or on their websites or whatever, right? So they just come up with anything they can think of. A lot of these guys go sitting in the toilet with a newspaper and a pen and paper.
How
and they
do I
make
look
up-
now, guys? How do I look?
Oh, it's terrible now.
No, hell no.
Yeah, no,
No.
you're all good. I've even got the YouTube one up on my laptop, and that seems alright as well.
You said,
Okay.
"How do you look?"
Thank you.
You didn't ask what the picture was like.
All right, how is the video like now? That's what
Yeah,
I
I knew
meant to
what you
say.
meant.
Video is good. Right?
Okay.
And we're going to be linked with anybody and everybody, right?
Mhm.
Because they don't have any concrete information. They'll just snatch one out of the sky, a bit like the Zidane one, right?
To
They're
be
just
fair-
grasping at straws.
To be fair on that, it's funny because of Sergei Milinkovic-Savic. We're always linked with him every summer. Do you realise who his agent is?
No, go
His
on.
agent is Kesman. You remember
Yeah,
Kesman?
yeah.
That's his agent.
That's
So
it,
there's an
Kesman.
easy Chelsea link to make. Oh, Kesman used to play for Chelsea. He's his agent. Let's link him every summer for about 5-6 years.
Yeah, they're both Serbs.
There's also that, yeah. But it's an easy link to make. His agent, like, obviously used to play for us and whatnot. Chelsea need a midfielder, so the links should come up more frequently than they ever have done.
Until you hear the words, right,
Okay.
flying to London to take a medical, right, just take everything with a pinch of salt. Until
Unless
you hear
you
those
know
words.
how good somebody is and they're pretty much almost bang on, then
Yeah,
start
we're
to
going to be linked with everybody, aren't we? At the end of the day.
To
Okay.
be fair, it does look like we're back in very solidly for Caicedo and Enzo.
I think,
by everything going out.
I think for now everybody has had his take on Hakim Ziyech. Can we move on from Hakim Ziyech?
Yep.
Okay. Thank you. I think I've read quite a bit of a big up to you. My brother Chad, he said I'm always there. I'm listening. So I'm here, bro. Just giving a listen. Yeah. I think my network looks better now. I didn't do nothing to it. Just like I said, when the weather gets too cold, it freezes the cables and it makes very difficult for signal transmission. So that could be one of the problems. What was going through, make it difficult for the connection, because if you're on StreamYard also have an iCloud storage thing where it uploads certain stuff from your device using maybe using the Wi-Fi, using your connection and stuff like that. So it's not just the signal that is going to YouTube, also another signal that is going to StreamYard at the same time. We got 14 of us joining us here. If you're just joining us and you haven't subscribed or liked the video, please do us a favor, like the video and also subscribe if it's your first time joining us here. Kim So said, I'm here, bro, just giving a listen. Yes, thank you very much. It means a lot to us here. Blue Blood said it's the royal borough of Kensington and Chelsea, and it is the London borough of Hammersmith and Fulham. I don't know all this. You guys that have been in London before, you guys don't confuse me here, please. I'm all American man here. Okay, that's what Blue Blood said. So I think this has to do with more of those
I read that one out
Londoners.
when you weren't here. I read that one out already.
Okay, which one didn't you read? Where did you get to?
No, I read that one. That was the only
Okay.
one that I got to. Yeah.
Okay, I'm more happy with Team Todd than Team Buck and Team Buck and Maria. Yeah, absolutely. I mean,
I think
I know
a lot.
see,
I think a
did.
lot of people who doubted Todd and
Todd Bowley.
Egg
But let's be honest.
Barley
Let's
and
be
all them have started to sort of realize there's something going on.
Yeah, you could tell from Bowley's management. You could tell there's more administration work going on, more administration work compared to Marino Garcia's regime and Bruce Buck. They were just splashing the money, bringing in players, and so many depths here and there. But you could tell with Todd Bowley's regime, more administration work. They're working towards the paper. They're working towards the book. So we stayed right to. I don't think if Todd Bowley was here, Chelsea would have go through this band where we couldn't sign any more player. If you guys can remember, 3 seasons. I think 3 seasons ago, 3 seasons ago, we would have gone through what we went
Frank's
through.
first season.
What was that again? Frank Lampard season, right? That was 3 seasons ago.
His first season, the season where we sacked Sorry and brought him in.
Yep. Stav, you're in. Stav, you're in. So
And
yeah,
he's still
that
got
was.
top four.
Can I just say something?
Yes, sir. Say it. Say it so I can read
Stephen,
it.
this
I
is to
got.
Stephen, yeah. This is
Yeah.
to Stephen. We did not sack Sarri. Right, Marina did everything she could to keep him at the club, and that's why they went to Lampard. Sarri chose to go to Juventus. We did not sack Sarri.
I
Right,
think.
so
Either way, I am glad he went though.
yeah, I'm not. I couldn't care less about him going, but we don't need to be perpetrating this concept that we sacked him.
No,
Right?
I genuinely was under the impression we sacked him.
No, he didn't.
Okay. Here. Oh, big up to you, Gulam Mustafa. Mustafa, my brother. Big up to you. It's been a while. We'll keep in touch very soon, brother. I'll get my guy back. Beautiful man. Beautiful man. Thank you. My screen looks better now. It was just the network. Here, I want to love you. So the video looks a lot better. Thank you guys. You guys are watching. Malo Gusto has agreed the personal terms. I have to check on the stream, and then we can all see that. Thank you,
Yeah,
Kim
that's
So,
the
big
one
brother.
I was saying
Thank you very
about
much.
Fabrizio.
Yeah.
That one was what? Yeah.
The video
what
is
Fab said.
based on the connection speed. Yeah, it is true. It's part of it. It's part of it. I grew up in Chelsea. Between Fulham Road and Kings Road. Thank you very much, Kim So. I said Kim So, Blue Blood. Yeah, that's like I said, we have lots of legends on this platform, and also, and went to school in Fulham, Broadway. So no. The area
So
well, so
knows
that
the
means
area
he
well.
knows the area very, very well. I have to get Blue Blood on the platform to just talk to us a little bit. Yes, I can't wait. That's what I did with Stav. I got Stav here, and the Stav is loving it. Am I lying? Am I lying, Stav? Aren't you?
No, I just come on to help you.
Aren't you loving it?
Yeah, sometimes.
Oh,
Until
when you see Kim So,
Sometimes mid.
until you read something, until you read something from Kim So, Phantom, or that Gooner the other night.
Oh, that.
okay.
That
Yeah,
was the wrong
they
night.
sometimes upset you, right? I'm sure
Yeah.
they do. All right,
Phantom,
Gulam
we
Mustafa said Chelsea squad looks lethal now if they get all their players fit. Absolutely, if we get all these players fit in the next 2 weeks, Jesus Christ, only God can know what Chelsea will parade on the pitch. Kim So said, a long time. Yeah, it is a long time. Okay, I'm tired of this Fulham thing. Sarri left us. Absolutely. I'm tired of Cotter Street.
Just
Taddy's police box.
just quick.
Okay.
You know on
Okay,
on the Gusto thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I was saying that Fabrizio tweeted about it.
Mhm.
His tweet was that we're in direct contact with Leon for Malo Gusto. Understand personal terms are already agreed on. Get this, a long-term deal. Imagine my shock. Player open to the move. Leon have turned down Chelsea opening verbal bid. They want Gusto to stay at least until June. But what I will say is that the fact that he's accepted a long-term deal in terms of personal terms,
Yeah.
shows his character. You're coming to compete with the best right back in the world when Reece is fit.
And he's not bothered.
Yeah.
He's not worried about it.
And a lot of people have turned down the chance to come here because they know they're competing with Reece. This guy is 19 years old and he said, yeah, I'll go. I'll accept.
Okay, so this is what Kim So tweeted about, and this, I mean, he commented about, and this is what you're talking about at this moment. Chelsea are in direct contact with Olympic Lyon for Malo Gusto. Understand personal terms are already agreed on long-term deal. Player open to the move to the move of CFC. Olympic Lyon have turned down Chelsea opening verbal bid as whatever reported at least until June. Until June.
Yeah, as in Leon
But
wants to keep him until June.
Yeah, until June for what?
No,
Okay,
Leon
summer. That's a
wants to
summer.
keep him
Okay,
June.
until summer. Yeah, I was like until
Oh,
June, so
man.
that's summer. Summer transfer window. I mean, what difference will it make? What difference will
to
you
their
get more
season,
money
innit?
now? Yeah, would you get more money now? Do you have a good replacement for Malo
Probably, yeah.
Gusto?
But it depends on, they'll have to find someone to replace him and whatnot. I just found this as well. So there's this guy, I think he's a Ukrainian journalist based in London. Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Zoria Londonsk. I hope I said that correct. But he put out that Mudryk's personal trainer has been sharing fresh footage of the new Chelsea player in the club gym working after hours. It's also been revealed that Mudryk against Liverpool reached 37
Kilometers.
kilometer
Yeah.
an hour sprint against Liverpool. 37 kilometers an
It
hour.
just it just reminds me of Frank Lampard that does his personal training after training all the time and when he was at Chelsea. So this another player with his great mindset. You could tell that he wants to. He said he likes the mindset of Cristiano Ronaldo. He wants to be even better than Cristiano Ronaldo. That should tell you the kind of
For
ambitions that this young player has for himself.
For reference, if I'm not mistaken, that speed of 37 kilometers an hour that he registered against Liverpool, it's something like 22 or 23 miles an hour on conversion, I think.
23 miles an hour.
Or is it 37 kilometer sprint? I don't know. It could be kilometer an hour, or it could
Not
be
sure with the
just
conversion
kilometers.
rate. Okay, we're gonna move on to. All right, Stephen. Whilst we're checking that, we're gonna move on to the next topic, which I'm not sure what you guys said about Camavinga, but I'm not gonna bring it back again. Camavinga, as it's been recorded, according to 90 Minutes, Chelsea have inquired about French midfielder Eduardo Camavinga with Kante's and Jorginho's contract situation up in the air. The Blues could sign Camavinga to plot into tier 11. I know you guys probably wouldn't like him, but what I've read, besides 90 minutes, it looks like Real Madrid don't have any option to let Eduardo Camavinga go anywhere. They want to keep the player. They want to keep the player because it's very, very important to the squad. That is what I read from Real Madrid outlet. So this is Frank Lampard. We know we're going to talk about Frank Lampard later. But Frank Kessie to Chelsea. Frank Kessie to Chelsea, another midfielder has been linked with the football club. Chelsea are willing to let the Hakim Ziyech leave and then join Barcelona in exchange for Frank Kessie. Chelsea will allow Hakim Ziyech to go to Barcelona for an exchange for
I swear
Frank
Barcelona aren't
Kessie.
allowed to get any new players. I swear that came out the other day.
Let me know, viewers, what you guys make of the exchange of Frank Kessie and Hakim Ziyech. Is it a move that you guys would love to see? To me, I don't want to see it. I don't want to see it. And I've said it many times. I don't want to see Frank Kessie at Chelsea because I know what it's all about. If you guys are worried about Jorginho, then that is another player you should worry about. I know they don't play in the same position, but then Frank Kessie wouldn't give you that kind of energy that you want from Jorginho. Because Jorginho doesn't run around everywhere. He doesn't have the legs. Frank Kessie looks like that too, but I don't know. This is the Premier League. It is not the EPL. So, Steven, what do you make of this? Steven, what do you make of this news in Frank Kessie and and Hakim Ziyech swap?
Yeah, I thought I read somewhere the other day that Barca aren't allowed to get any new players, even with the deal with who was it left the other day? Depay. Even with Depay leaving, I think I saw they're not allowed to do a deal. It might even have been from Fabrizio that I saw it from. I'll quickly try and find it, but yeah, I think I saw something that they're not allowed to get any new players, even with Depay leaving the other day.
Yeah,
and I think that's to do with La Liga have actually told them.
Blue Blood said good move for Barcelona, but would be a bad deal for Chelsea. That's what I'm saying. It will be a bad deal for Chelsea. Stav.
Yes.
Are you here? Are you here?
Yeah, I'm here. Yeah, I'm here.
Yeah, I just called you.
You want me to talk about Kessie?
Yes, sir. Kessie move with a swap for Hakim Ziyech. Is that a deal you want to see?
Waste of time. Waste of time.
That's right.
Waste of time.
move on, or you want to say more?
If you, what's the point of him? Like with Kante due back, we've got Kovacic, Zachary is going to be due back. What do we need Kessie for? I'd rather keep Ziyech if possible, if he wants to stay, and if Potter wants him, because I want two wingers, two either side, moving forward. And we don't need Kessie. He's just going to be as slow as, like you said, as slow as Jorginho.
Yeah.
And I just don't think he's going to bring anything.
Okay. Just like Staff just said, I don't need him. And I think the whole viewers and everyone that's watching really agree with me. I'm very sure. Because it's just like Jorginho. Very slow. He's not that. He doesn't have that energy. Doesn't have that legs to run around. He's a good player. He can hold the ball. He can progress with the ball, but you want a player with that much energy that can run around, and he doesn't have it. He doesn't have it. I've seen him play for the Ivory Coast. I've seen him play for the AC Milan. I've seen him play for Barcelona. If he's that good, they have the Ajax player. What's his name? The Ajax player that plays for Barcelona. I forgot his name. They still have him in there in the midfield. If Frank Kessie is that good, he should have, play ahead of this guy that was going to Manchester United and never got a chance to go there. So yeah, just like everyone agree with me, I'm very happy. Everyone agree with me. It's not a good fit. I'll go for the poll. The poll has 14 votes and 71% says yes. In regards to do Chelsea need to retain Ziyech or get rid of him for free? Everyone says yes. So yeah, I think people want to keep him, Ziyech. So I'm going to end our poll and have another question to ask the community. So the next question will be, which one would be? Oh, okay, I think it's this one. I have another question there. For the fans. So what if you're there and you want to get yourself busy? I have some questions there. You can find out. Who do you choose? Who do you guys choose? You're going to be Camavinga, I think Camavinga, or do you want to choose Frank Kessie? I put it right there. I think we already talked about him, but I'll still put it in the chat. I can get some answers for it, so we know where we stand. Thank you.
Let's just get a deal done now for a defensive mid, so we can get them in on a longer term contract. Then next summer we can pick and choose one or two signings, whether that be a striker or whatever. Okay. I don't want either of them.
Okay, he doesn't want either of them. So we're gonna move on to the next topic. We've talked about Camavinga, who is next on the bill. That's what I just read. That Frank Kessie also. I've read about Frank Kessie. Okay, this is another link up. We talk about Chelsea. Chelsea will put an offer. I think I've read that one. Malo Gusto. Chelsea will put an offer for Malo Gusto. But this guy here, which I think Bissouma. I think Bissouma is the guy from Tottenham Hotspur. Chelsea want to reinforce their midfield with the signing of Bissouma from Spurs. I don't think that Antonio Conte will make that guy go. I don't know what you guys make of it. Let me read what I have here. This is coming from a Blue Blood. Said, I prefer Chelsea to get Gusta rather than Dumfries. Okay. Happy to get either Enzo or Caicedo. So yeah, one of those players. I think I don't know which one of these deals will be more easier for Chelsea. We'll come to that, Blue Blood. We'll come to that one very soon. Okay, let's Bissouma. Can Chelsea get Bissouma from Tottenham Hotspur? Is it likely? Excuse
me. No, Steven. I think we already. I could be wrong. I think we already had an offer rejected. Even if we didn't, I personally wouldn't want him anyway. I don't see the point in doing that deal personally when we can get somebody else. But yeah, I don't see there being anything in it anyway. So
Yes, Steven said it doesn't think I don't think it's going anywhere because Tottenham squad is not that big. The squad depth is not that big. There are no good players on the bench, more or less, for them to lose Bissouma to Chelsea. I don't think Chelsea really wants him because the rivalry between Tottenham Hotspur and Chelsea is very, very huge, and they won't let a player of that talent leave the football club to Chelsea. Chelsea have snatched a lot of players from Tottenham, so I don't want that to be another one. If you're just joining us, we got 17 of us watching the stream. If you're just joining us, please do us a favor, do me a favor, and make sure you don't forget to like the video and also share the video on any platform you find yourself. Bottom left corner, you can subscribe to the platform and keep your bell notification icon active at all time. Thank you. We're gonna move on from Staff, did you say anything about the? I'm not sure if Bissouma. You said something about it, right? So we can move on from there.
No, I didn't, but I'm not interested in him.
Okay, Staff is not interested in Bissouma, which is understandable. We're gonna talk about this a second bid for Moises Caicedo, which I said, according to Mirror, Chelsea will make a fresh offer closer to 65 million for Caicedo after 55 million got rejected by Brighton. So
I'm guessing,
Chelsea are trying to add.
He means 65 million base fee then, right? Because the offer was because the 55 million, it was 55 million plus 10 in add-ons. So I'm guessing he means it'd be 65 million as the base fee.
Of the base fee,
because otherwise it wouldn't make sense. Because otherwise you're bidding the exact same.
Yeah, with the add-on and everything, make it up to 65 million.
They wanted 75.
Last time it was 55 plus 10, but they want 75.
They want 75. We offered 65. I don't know if that includes add-ons. I couldn't care less.
It was 55 plus 10. So if they want 75, I guess you can get it with add-ons.
Just go in, offer them 65 million, straight offer, and walk away. If they don't want to accept that, look somewhere else. I'm sick of Brighton trying to be clever because we've done them favours.
Cucurella.
Right? How much did we give them outside of Cucurella just on their coaching?
Yeah, forget Cucurella, right?
What we did for the coaching was about the same amount.
Yeah, they stole Lamptey off us.
Lamptey.
Yeah, they stole both of them off us. Right, we've loaned them Colville. Right, they just we give them what they wanted for Cucurella. So stop taking the Mickey.
And they took Gilmore.
Yeah, we said Gilmore. Gilmore and
I didn't hear Gilmore.
Gilmore and Lamptey. Right, offer them the 65 million. So there it is on the table. Take it or leave it, and then Cucurella can ring Caicedo and say to him, "Look, they want you, but they're not going to be stitched up anymore.
Yeah.
If you want to come, then just tell them you want to come, and leave it at that, and move on to the next one." This is why we had targets in the summer, like De Jong, what's his name? I'm having a mental block. The one who went to Bayern Munich from De Ligt.
Gravenberch?
Right? De Ligt.
No.
Right?
Oh, we're on about centre back. Okay.
Yeah. We messed about with De Ligt. We messed about with De Jong. Right? And we kept chasing players. We messed about with Kunde. Right? And in the end, didn't get any of them. Just make your offer, maximum offer. Tell them that's it. That's what's on the table. Take it or leave it and move on to another target. We have to do everything now in this window before UEFA start closing the blocks, because they're going to stop us if they can.
To me, I think the Caicedo move will be a little bit more easier concerning he's in the Premier League. He's already adaptable. You don't know what you're going to get from Enzo Fernandez. He's been a good player. We've seen him play in the World Cup. Yes, sir.
On Caicedo, it's now official that his new agents are now confirmed it in a statement. It's official that he's with his new agency now.
Because I remember the whole of, I think, last week, that was what he was waiting for, to be able to negotiate.
Yeah.
Chelsea.
Fabrizio just put out a tweet saying official Moises Caicedo has picked football division. It's not going to be pronounced as that because it's not English. As new agents, it's now confirmed by agency statement. One to watch in the final days of January window. Brighton want to keep him, but Chelsea, Liverpool, Arsenal were well informed on the situation. I think he might have done a thread on it because he's got a thing pointing about below, unless he means that's the statement. Don't know. I've got up because someone sent it to me.
So this
But
is
yeah,
the
so
this is the
it's now
statement that
official that he's
Chelsea's just
changed
tweeting.
agency.
Yeah, this is the statement that you're just tweeting about. Official Moises Caicedo has picked football division as new agent. It's now confirmed by agency statement. Thank you very much, Fabrizio and Steven. One to watch in the final days of a January window. Brighton want to keep him, but Chelsea, Liverpool, and Arsenal are well informed on Moises Caicedo. Do Arsenal have the money to pay 65 quid? 65 quid to get Moises Caicedo. Do they have the money?
They put the offer similar to us for Mudryk, and I think all the numbers were the same,
Well,
but the
according to-
speed and the realistic and add-ons was different for us. So I think they even offered 62 for him, but now they've gone out and paid 20 odd for Trossard.
Well, according to sources, Kroenke don't have that much money. His wife has more money than him, so how is he going to afford him?
Not just Kroenke, is it? Not just Kroenke. They've got more than one owner.
Do what?
They've got more than one owner.
Yeah, I know. Okay, Star, I think we're gonna move on from Caicedo. Anyone want to say anything more about Caicedo, or we move on? We talk about him almost every day on this platform. Caicedo.
That's all I've got to say. Throw the offer in. They can either take it or leave it and move on to the next time.
Before we get into Arsenal beat Manchester United to extend their lead up to the top, I would like to go into and also there's a lot of news to talk about Everton, and also there's a lot of news that we can talk about. Harry Kane is open to sign a new contract with Tottenham Hotspur. What the hell is happening? Is he not ambitious enough? Is he not willing to win trophy with an elite football club? Why does Harry Kane want to sign another? I know a couple seasons ago he wanted out, but due to the long-term signing that they've signed with Tottenham Hotspur, that stopped him from moving away from the football club. So now, what has changed? What has changed in terms to Harry Kane? I'm sorry if you guys are hearing a little kid making noise. So what has changed for Harry Kane?
Well, maybe he believes
still as unambitious as he was when he first signed his first professional contract.
Well, maybe he believes in Conte. Maybe they've conned him into believing that they've got a good program for the future, or maybe it's just money.
Do you know what made me laugh? Didn't he say a few years ago, I want to win trophies within the X amount of years, and he still ain't won any at Tottenham? So why you got to be open to signing a new contract?
Yeah, he's been like,
in fact, he signed another one since he said that.
Can we see Manchester United signing a 29 years old Harry Kane, and which he's gonna come to the end of his career? Yeah, go ahead. Talking of Kane,
he is free appearance tonight for Tottenham in the Premier League.
We didn't hear what you said. You went out. How many appearances?
Talking of Kane, it'll be his 300th Premier League appearance tonight.
He could break a goal scoring record as well.
Still not anywhere compared to Aspilicueta. Harry Kane will retire from English football and still wouldn't make. Maybe 400 appearance from Tottenham Hotspur, because he's how old is he now? 29, right?
How old is he now?
29.
I think so.
He's got at least 3 or 4 years. He's got at least 3 or 4 more years.
Yeah, I don't think he can still.
He's 29. He'll be 30 in July. So by the time next Prem season starts, he'll be 30. So say he's got 3 more years in the Prem.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's just over 100 appearances, and that's if he's fit every game. He normally misses a few games every season through
Yeah.
Well, then he
injury and
gets.
stuff.
Well, then he
So
gets
that
the rest, doesn't he?
so he can so that means that he cannot make more than for 500 appearance
At
compared
least
to
he don't do
Aspilicueta.
it like. At least he don't do it like. Actually, at least he don't do it like Neymar, where it's the same point in the season every season.
He's got at least another 4 years, possibly
Phantom of
5.
Minute Topic said if Kane goes, Son will want to leave too. I mean, Son can make Son better. Son also make Kane better, but you could tell that Human Son have dropped down in form. That is also affecting Harry Kane because those two last season, it's the connection between them was very very strong. They link up very well last season, but this season hasn't gone well for Human Song. That is making it very difficult for Harry Kane to also get more goals. But do you guys still believe that Erling Haaland could still win the Golden Boot by the end of the season?
He's
He's gonna walk
He's
it.
already broken the record of
He's
what
gonna
the
Yeah,
walk
last
it.
three.
but we still got a long way to go, and he hasn't scored enough
Bro,
many
he's
games.
about 10 goals ahead of the next competitor. It's done.
He
It's
scored
finished.
that trick yesterday, didn't he? No, he scored that trick yesterday.
Yeah,
He's on
That's the
25
record
already.
for Premier League hat tricks as well, by the way. It's 4 already.
breaking records.
And didn't he break the record for getting to like 4 Premier League hat tricks by
And
like
I think in the
40 games or
fastest
something
number of
silly
goals
like that?
for a
Wasn't
foreign player.
Yeah, but I think the record for
Was
4 hat
Shearer.
tricks or something in the Premier League was Van Nistelrooy of like 60 odd games or something silly like that.
Nah, it was Shearer.
Was it? No,
But no,
no.
this
I'm not sure though. 4 hat
Anyway,
tricks.
it's
I'm
irrelevant
not sure.
anyway. Irrelevant anyway. He's gonna win the Golden Boot, right?
Okay.
Unless he ends up missing 15, 16 games, he's gonna win the Golden Boot.
Yeah, but even if he does that, he's gonna get it because he's already matched what every single one of the last lot have.
But somebody's on 20, aren't they? In all competitions. He's on 30 in all competitions.
So
And somebody, I can't remember who it was.
this is
I saw it this morning.
just quick. I'll look it up in a second. But this is the thing about in terms of hat tricks, he did 4 in 19 appearances, breaking Van Nistelrooy's record in a whopping 46 fewer games. For Erling Haaland has scored his 4th Premier League hat trick in just his 19th appearance. Van Nistelrooy's record for 4th hat trick was his 65th appearance. He's just
all
not
right,
human.
guys, let's speed up a little bit so we can wrap this stream. Can bring the stream to an end.
I've got
Let's
to
talk.
jump off in a second anyway.
Yeah, and we'll be done soon, Steven. Let's talk a little bit about women football. We saw in the early stages of Chelsea and Liverpool game where the game was being abandoned in the early stage. I think about 5 to 10 minutes in the game where it was being called off due to
literally about 5 minutes into the game.
Yeah, due to the circumstances nature of the football pitch was frozen, and then the players' welfare were also very very important. So, beginning of the game, Emi said that it believed that the game shouldn't have been played because it was very very slippery, and then that can cause lots of injuries to the players. And he said that those upstairs who are in charge of the Women's League, WSL, are not there at this moment. But it doesn't think that even the others should be coming from upstairs where they could have abandoned the game very, very early. So he believe. I don't know what you guys make of it. Do you think that the ladies' game should be played in this in the men's pitch at the same time? Because the women's game is attracting lots of revenue at this moment.
You can't play like 2 teams in the same stadium continuously because you can't. The pitches won't take it. Yeah.
You can't do it all the time, but you can do it more frequently. Is what
they've played it. I think there twice already, right? The simple way around it.
3 times, I think, this season, wasn't it?
Oh, well, there you go.
Tottenham, and then I think they might have done West Ham, and then I think they did Champions League as well.
Yeah,
I could be wrong, but
it
they definitely did 2, because one of them was the Champions League and one was the WSL game.
Just the easy way around. Just put under soil heating, Kingstonian.
That's what Emma Hayes was saying. But the issue is that it should be funded by the FA though, because some of the clubs don't have the same funding. So you can't have it at, say, the big teams and then not have it at the smaller teams, because then there's no point in having it in the first place.
Well, what's the problem? That just means you get more games on, doesn't it?
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. Like, the FA would have to fund it because some of the teams won't have the funding to do it themselves. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah, I get what you're saying. But if a club's
got what is it, London Bees or something? They ain't gonna have funding, for example, to do that.
Right, look. At the end of the day, right? If it means getting more games on, just let clubs do it. It's up to the clubs to find it.
Oh no, 100%.
There's no way
Liverpool. I
Liverpool.
also feel like it comes down to the FA as well, though.
Yeah, but there's no way Liverpool and Man City and Man United and clubs like that, Arsenal, can't afford to put under soil heating in.
No, they can, but not all the teams can is the issue. Like, you're going to have like 4 or 5 teams that can.
It's not an issue for me, right? The issue is whether you get games on, and if you put under soil heating and as many stadiums as possible to get the games on, right? That it's not an advantage just because you got under soil heating. Right? It doesn't make it. It's not like it makes you run faster or you have an advantage. It's just about getting the games on. If the other clubs can't afford it, tough. Doesn't mean anything, does it? It just means they end up with a fixture backlog. But the thing is, yesterday, the referee wanted to call it off. And it was the FA manager who insisted that...
call it off, and then
he was overruled.
Said,
he was overruled. He was overruled by the FA. Why? Because it's on TV.
Signatory or whatever they call them, or some rubbish.
FA match manager, right?
It
was on TV.
Something like that.
Yeah, it was on TV.
Yeah, that's the only reason. It was on TV. It was an early kickoff. It's on TV on the BBC, and they wanted to have it on because it's on TV. You get money,
and they get the fees for TV rights, don't it, from BBC. It was on BBC Two, right? So
yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Tough. If you haven't got the money, tough, right? If you've got the money, what's the big deal? All you're doing is getting games on. Do you know what I mean? What's the big deal?
I don't think Chelsea have an issue with it.
No, it's not Chelsea. I'm on about. Well, Bowley, when he first took over the club, he's supposed to have got angry and kicked off that the women's facilities weren't as good as the men's, right? And he promised Emma Hayes they were going to make things better. But I don't see why having under soil heating is an advantage for someone, right? It's all about getting the game on. It's not an advantage. Even when no grounds had under soil heating, right? If you go back far enough into the 80s and 70s, right? And then clubs started putting plastic pitches in, right, to try and stop matches getting called off. And that was worse.
Yeah,
that was pathetic.
But then you also get injuries with that as well.
Yeah, there was players getting burns and you're falling on a hard ground, whether it's plastic pitch or not.
It's, what's it called? I forgot what it's called.
Yeah. QPR
it's the
had
one with the like black pellet things, isn't it? Like an Astro
but it was
3G type thing, isn't it?
The plastic pitches back in the 80s, right, were not as advanced as they are now, right? And they were dangerous, right?
Even now they're bad.
Well, I saw Chelsea at Queen's Park Rangers playing on plastic pitches. I believe that Oldham eventually had a plastic pitch, right? And they're awful, right? It's a ridiculous. There was a ridiculous bounce to them, so the game wasn't true anyway. So that means that the teams that had plastic pitches did have an advantage. But if you've got undersoil pitches, it's just about getting the games on. What's the big deal?
Yeah.
Right. If the FA are going to try stopping someone putting undersoil heating in, that's up to them, innit? Say, no, you can't have undersoil heating. Say, well, the next time a game's going to be called off by the referee, don't overrule him. Simple as that.
Yeah, you're putting people's like risk of injury in that, man. It's well dangerous.
Yeah, was it one of the
Even
Chelsea
I
players?
can't remember his name. But the Liverpool women's manager, he's former Chelsea manager for the women,
Matt Beard.
and he was saying,
Matt Beard or Beard.
This is what I'm going to say.
And
in
he
regards
was
to
saying like you can't do it because of like you look at people like Niam Charles, for example, like
He fell over
players
3
were just
times.
going down every 2 seconds. Like it's
She fell over 3
ridiculous.
times on the byline. She slipped over 3 times.
the right winger, I think. No, right
Liam
fullback.
Charles.
Right fullback.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Liam Charles. She
Right
fell
back,
over
yeah.
3 times.
I'm not sure if you've seen what Beth Mead tweeted in response, right? But I'll just quickly read it out. You know, like the crying laughter emojis, right? She put 2 of them and put, on a serious note, one of the top leagues in Europe.
We got 8 minutes more. We got 8 minutes more to end the stream.
Pitches. Okay. So
we got
put
8
on a
minutes more
serious
to end the
note.
stream. Go ahead,
Okay.
Stephen. Go ahead.
It's just got to take 2 seconds anyway. She put on a serious note, one of the top leagues in Europe, and we're cancelling games because of frozen pitches. Not good enough. The women's game is heading in the right direction, but still a long way to go. Because that was in response to somebody put a petition up saying sign a petition for under soil heating in the women's game. So she was quote tweeting that with her reply.
Yeah, Beth Mead and Nick Charles and all those players. You know, like I said, the women game I've developed is gone through a lot. But I was saying that if I know the game cannot be played in Champions. I mean, Stamford Bridge. It is more understandable because
not all the time it can't.
The number of people that will go in there to watch, there won't be enough to fill the whole stadium, which is not going to look good on the women's game. So I prefer them playing at that small.
A lot of tickets.
Yeah, but it's still not going to fill the whole stadium. You get what I'm saying? It's not going to fill.
But you can't do it anyway because of the seasons overlap anyway, so you wouldn't be able to anyway.
Yeah, there's too many games over there. It will head the pitch.
Inevitably, you would have it where there's like an example of Chelsea men play one day and then the women play next day. It's just not feasible. But we know what Bowley and that want to do. They want to put funding in all levels of the club, men, women, youth. They want to do all that and improve all of it. So we know that it comes. Just you've got to find the right time, because by the time you think about it, when they came in, they would have had to do a whole assessment and everything. And then by that point, you're not far from season starting, so you can't just rip the pitch up and install the under soil heating.
Let's in regards to what Chad just said to in the comment that he just put up there. He says, I don't know if you said already, but if but with FFP, with all this rumor about revisiting Enzo deal on the books, would we be able to get Enzo without breaking FFP this window? I don't think so. I don't think so, because I don't think it's
the whole thing with Enzo wasn't the whole thing with Enzo was we're never going to pay the clause because it'd be one payment, and I think the type of clause he has, I think it goes immediately onto the books for that 1 year. Yeah. So for example, you've got a player who's 50 million, because there's different types of clauses. I think the one that Enzo has is the one that, say a guy has 50 million clause.
He has a release clause.
50 million. No, because you've got release clause and you've got buyout clause. There's two different things. I think the buyout one might be the one he has, which technically goes to the player or something, or some rubbish. And that goes immediately on the books or something. I think that's the one that he has, because I heard something about he has to trigger it or something. But that would immediately go on the books as one payment for that year, and then you don't pay anything on FFP in other years, which is why we were reluctant to do it in the first place, and why we want to do it in things like installments and not the clause in the first place. If that makes sense.
In this situation,
if you do it in terms of it's not the clause, or you pay the clause but you do it in installments, so you're not technically triggering the clause, then it would be spread out. But if you just do it as the clause, then you do it as one payment on FFP for the first year, the year in which you sign him.
So Charles' question is, can Chelsea still get him?
Yeah, they can
If
still
we
get
do
him.
the clause, no. If we do the clause, we can't.
If we do the clause, I mean we can't because we haven't buy anyone that has a release clause so far. We're going by the FFP where we're giving players a long time. So it means that we haven't buy anyone a huge price tag
It's
and put
not
him on the
related to that. It's not
website.
related to that. It's just you're only allowed to make certain amount of losses and all this sort of stuff.
Right.
So in order to avoid it, you don't really want to be paying the clause, and you do these things like you'll pay it and you'll do like whether you pay it in installments or not doesn't matter in terms of if they don't have a clause and you pay it as one, it will still be amortized. But because of a certain clause there is, I can't remember which one it is, like I was explaining. If you trigger that, then it's one payment on FFP, and that's where the trouble is.
It doesn't make a difference, right? Yeah, whether you trigger the clause or not, it's still related to the term length of contract.
No,
right?
it isn't. There's a certain clause. I'll try and find it quickly.
Well, you've just paid. Hang on, we've just paid whatever we've paid for all these players, right? Yeah, but the FFP spreads it over the terms of contract. Why do you think?
Because
right,
we haven't paid any sort of clauses. There's certain ones. I'm trying to find it now. Someone sent it earlier.
Doesn't matter if it's a clause. The situation is his team won it all in one go. They don't want to be paid in installments, right? You can trigger the clause, right, of 150 million, right? But if it's paid in 4 or 5 installments, right, then it doesn't matter about the clause. But they want it all in one go, right? And then we have to show the whole amount, like you said. But if they accept payments, right, then it just means that the payments are spread out anyway. But they want it all in one go, right? It's like Real Madrid when they paid us 90-something million. Right?
Guys, we have just 1 minute. We have just 1 minute.
Just quickly.
Yeah.
It's a long thing, but there's a tweet from Jack Cohen who actually mentioned this about, in light of some confusion around transfer fees, release/buyout clauses and their effects on FFP calculations. Somebody put together an explainer. So if I quickly get it up, if it loads, it says, in terms of buyout clause, FFP calculation. And it explains it, and it says, example, a player has 50 million buyout clause, which is paid on behalf of the player, but by the player's new club. The player signs a 5-year employment contract. The fee for the buyout clause is counted as 50 million expenditure in year 1 for FFP, and 0 in years 2, 3, 4, and 5. Whereas the release clause is treated the same way as a transfer fee for the purposes of calculations, as a release clause essentially provides for a predetermined amount or floor for a transfer fee. So that means that a release clause would be spread like a transfer fee, whereas a buyout clause, it's all the money would be put for the first year for the FFP and nothing after that first year. I'll send it to you and we can put it up on the screen for the next stream.
Which is why we want to pay in installments.
Yeah,
right.
that's what I was explaining. If we do it in installments, we would be
Chad, I'm sure you got your questions answered. Chad, I'm very sure you got your questions answered. And also, this is what Blue Blood said. They would have to increase ticket prices if matches were played at Stamford Bridge. The game played at the bridge were basically subsidized to keep ticket price below 10 quid or £10. Here, Phantom said FFP lets Barcelona get away with violations. It is true. It's not fair with FFP and all that kind of stuff. Other clubs get away with it, but when Chelsea comes into it, it's not okay. But I want to say, everyone, thank you very much. Stav and then Steve, do you guys want to say anything in regards to the stream? There is some that we did not cover because of time, and I'm very sorry. I have a huge project, and the project that I'm going on is for all of us here, everyone in the chat that is watching, and for the channel as well. So Sometimes I'll be going back and front. My camera will be going back and front. It's only regards for what is going on behind the scene. But I will share the good news with everyone when time is getting close. So if you see me going back and front, it's because I'm checking up on what is going on. So thank you very much, staff. Thank you very much, Stephen. Do you guys want to say anything? Good night to everyone. Good afternoon. Good morning. Some people are even in their morning already. So we hope to see everyone again tomorrow. Good more news. I will bring you more news that is not even related to Chelsea. I'll bring it out here because you guys are football loving fans and you want to see more players coming to the football club. We wish. Chat also, yeah, bro. Thank you for following me. I got more news that I share on the platform. So if you get any news, you can, hey brother, you can email me, you can DM me, or you can share with me on Twitter.
Oh, hang on.
We'll go back and front.
There's breaking news quickly.
What, that Arsenal made a second signing?
Set to extension.
No, is it Thiago Silva news?
Yeah.
Exclusive year. Go for it. Go for it. Yeah, I got mine. If you want me to go, Chelsea preparing contract extension offer. Go ahead.
Thing, but
let me drop mine. Let me drop mine then. Exclusive breaking news. Chelsea preparing contract extensions offer for evergreen Thiago Silva, which would keep him in the club beyond 39.
Yeah, that's the one I was on.
Yeah, that's the same one.
He already said he wants to extend anyway.
So this is coming from.
I don't think there'd been much on it yet. So it sounds like that's definitely got to happen now. If I'm not mistaken, the person that's reporting it is very reliable as well. Plus, like Stav said, like Thiago basically made his intentions clear anyway.
I said this. I said that Chelsea need to give him one more year to keep him in the club. One more year.
Even if he don't play as much, he'll be key for the locker room and the young players as well.
Absolutely. We need him. Chelsea need him so much.
The man's a beast. He can probably play. I mean, look, he's played virtually every game this season.
Huh?
No, he's played virtually every game this season anyway. He's hardly missed a game. Anyway, Arsenal made a second. Yeah, Arsenal made a second signing, a Polish centre back.
A centre back who can play as like a right back or left back.
Arsenal made the signing too. Yeah, Arsenal made the signing. So guys, we are. Thank everyone for being here. Like I said, we'll meet you guys again tomorrow. There's more news. I can't give all the news today. Yeah, I gotta go pick up my little boys from school. Time is running out for me. I'll go get them, and then tomorrow I'll get some more news, and we'll talk about it tomorrow.
Stop talking and go then.
I know, but I can just get away from the screen. I can just get away from the screen and just walk away like that.
Just
Come
go.
on, Stav.
Go on, go. You have our permission. Right, good night, everybody.
Good
Bye.
night, everyone. See you guys later. Bye-bye. Stavi.
What's up, guys? Welcome back to Blue Clouds TV.